Hello, Karina here with the Center for Highly Sensitive People. Welcome back to day 7 of the Nourish Series. And today I'm going to be talking a bit about decision making because we're going all into overwhelm and stress spirals, and I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, it's really hard to make decisions. So partly for the reason of that is because I'm not present. I'm not in my body, and so if I'm not present, I'm not in my body, I'm definitely not connected to my heart / my intuition, who is my inner guidance system that is going to guide me to exactly where and what I need to be in any given moment. So there was a couple questions in the group today around, if you've been following me long enough, or if you're my group, I always talk about feeling for the lighter option, and especially when it comes to making decisions, put the options out in front of you, and whichever one feels the lightest, that's the one that your body is being drawn to. That's the one to do. So the thing is, though, the lightest option isn't always the easiest option. I know that has been a little bit confusing for some of my clients to understand, but I will tell you right now, there have been really hard decisions that I had to make that were not the easiest things to do, but they were the lighter things at the time. So how do you know if you really are choosing the lighter thing, or if you are copping out of the heavier option? All right, so I know Dina in the group asked about exercise, and how do I know, she asked, how do I know if I'm copping out of exercising because it feels heavy? So someone else was talking about work, and how do I know if work is no longer fulfilling me, or if it's too stressful, and it feels heavy? Does that mean I'm not supposed to be doing that work anymore, or I'm not supposed to be at that job anymore? Well, here are 2 questions to ask yourself, okay? I'm gonna give you 2 questions, but only ask yourself these questions until you do the breathing exercise for today. Okay, so I'm not going to share the questions with you yet, because we're going to do the breathing exercise first, because the breathing exercise is the thing that's going to help you get present and come back into your body, so that when you do ask yourself a question like, which is lighter, which is heavier, which option is for my highest good, what is it that I need today, all these expansive questions that I give you guys, your intuition is going to answer from a very clear, intuitive place from your body, not from your mind. Okay, so that's the big thing. If you try to make decisions and try to answer these questions when you're not present, or when you're stuck in your head, then you're constantly gonna be changing your mind. You're gonna be questioning it and doubting it. Okay, so only ask these questions after the exercise. Okay, so do it with me. So if you're outside, I really suggest you going outside for this, but you don't have to. I'm going to walk around my grass, because walking on the grass barefoot connects you to the earth, and there's something called rooting or grounding, or earthing rather, where you are literally exchanging ions with the earth, and you are receiving the earth's ions in return. So doing this will help recalibrate you and help you come back to presence. So as you are walking around your yard, okay, I recommend barefoot, but if you can't be barefoot, that's fine. Just walk around your space. So today we're going to pair the breath with a visualization. Okay, so the breath that we're going to do is we're going to inhale through the nose, and we're going to exhale through the mouth. Okay, so going back to the shamanic breath, but this time we are going to imagine that the nose is on the top of the head. Okay, so we're going to inhale through the top of the head and exhale out through the feet. Okay, so your nose is on your head, your mouth is on your feet. Okay, so we're going to inhale through the top of your head, exhale through your feet. And as you continue this breath, imagine the space from the inhale to the exhale. Imagine you directing the energy, guiding the energy. Okay, so if you're familiar with Reiki or any sort of energy healing, It's all just about redirecting the energy. If you feel sick, or you feel stuck, or you feel numb in any way, or feel really emotional, chances are the energy is just stuck. Now the energy is feeling stuck in my throat. All right, so let's breathe together. Inhale through the top, exhaling through the feet. Okay, so continuing the breath, inhaling through the top of the head, exhaling through the feet. I do recommend when I finish this video, you do this for about 5 minutes on your timer on your phone. And again, if you need another 5 minutes, put another 5 minutes on. Okay, but hey Kathy, how's it going? Thanks for joining me today. So even just in that moment, I don't know what it is, but I definitely have some postnasal sinus stuff going on because I had some dairy recently. And I find that when I have dairy, I get some sinus stuff. And then I get a tickle in my throat and I cough. So of course, now that I'm like on video, that's when it gets triggered. So, and this happens a lot to me if I'm in a state of like fear or stress, or like I'm under pressure. I don't know if that happens to you, but like our throat tends to close up. So if you can calm yourself down, if you can do this visualization where you're breathing through the top of your head, exhaling out through your feet, it'll help you feel calmer. It'll help release the muscles in the throat and in the sinuses, and anything that might be building up in the back of the throat, it'll just help let that go and let it drain out. Okay, just like what happened here. I used to have coughing fits. I remember being in like literally 3rd grade, and the teacher called on me to read, and all of a sudden I got really nervous and I got that tickle in my throat and I started coughing. Next thing you know, I'm like tearing up and I'm so embarrassed because everyone is feeling really uncomfortable and they're like, oh no, what do we do? She's really coughing bad. I hope she's okay. So like I excused myself, and I remember going out into the hallway and drinking a lot of water and just being so embarrassed. And this still happens to me because I still get sinus issues. At least now I know how to calm myself down. I know how to relax my throat muscles, come back into my body so that it doesn't get worse. Okay, I don't feel that need to cough because the energy doesn't get stuck. I haven't done live videos for you guys in a while, so I feel like getting on these videos, my throat's getting a little bit stuck. So I'm glad that I'm doing this again to get the practice going. So again, if you missed the beginning, we are inhaling through the top of our head today, exhaling out through the feet. Set your timer for 5 minutes, and only after you set your timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and you've done this and you feel more present, you can say to yourself, I feel like you just feel like the world is buzzing around you, all the colors are more vibrant. I know for me, I usually feel tingly in my body. That's how I know that I'm present. Then you can ask yourself an expansive question. And the expansive question that you want to ask yourself today to know if you're copping out of something in regards to like a really hard decision is, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, so if something feels heavy, but you have to do it, like exercise, or like you're like, I have to do this, but it feels heavy, you can ask yourself, what is it that I need to do first? Okay, so sometimes we have to do something. Like for me, I am a life coach, I have to write emails, I have to do things, and sometimes they feel heavy because they feel really big. So usually I'll break them down into smaller steps, and then I'll ask myself, what do I need to do before this email gets done? What do I need to do before I go and exercise? Okay. If you ask yourself, and if your heart, once you ask yourself that question, your intuition, your heart, your higher self will respond to you what it is that you need to do first. And then once you do that thing and follow through on it, then the exercise will probably feel a lot easier. So I know some of the advice in the comments for the exercise question today was like, oh, well, just put your yoga pants on and your sneakers on, and maybe you'll feel a little bit lighter to do that. So that's exactly a solution here. Is like, what do I need to do first before I'm exercising? It's like, oh, I need to actually breakfast, because if I try to exercise right now, I'm gonna pass out. Or I haven't drinking a glass of water since yesterday. I should probably drink some water before I exercise. Or I still have my pajamas on. I need to get my workout clothes on, my sneakers on, so I can make this workout happen, right? So ask yourself, what do I need to do before I need to do this thing that feels heavy right now, especially something that you really have to do. The second question you can ask yourself is, so first one was, what do I need to do first? And the other question you ask yourself is, what is another option here? Okay, so with exercise, just know that there are so many different ways to exercise. You can literally dance in your living room, right? You can put some music on and dance, and that's exercise. You can go for a walk, you can go for a hike. You don't have to do a workout video. You don't have to go, do yoga or whatever it is. You can literally do some jump on a trampoline. So when I was health coaching, when I did my Feel Lighter in 21 Days program, I would recommend people did what I call non-exercise, where you are moving your body without actually not feeling like you're exercising at all. So, so ask yourself, what can I do instead? What would make this feel more fun? Coming back to the breathing. Okay, so what can I do instead? What is another option here? Because sometimes we feel really limited. We think that we only have 2 options, or we only have 3 options, but really there is an endless possibility of options, okay? So use your highly sensitive person, deep thinking skills and creativity skills to think outside the box and to put more possibilities on the table. And if you can think up of more possible scenarios or exercise ways to move your body, then you can then have more options to assess on which one will be feeling the lightest for you. Okay, so that is what I want to share with you today on making decisions and how breathing can help you get back to be present, so that you can make decisions from a place of presence, not from a place of up in your head. Because when you're in your body, then you can actually feel for what is lighter or not. Okay, and then once you're present, you can ask yourself either, what do I need to do first before I do this heavy thing? Or what is another option? Okay, what is another option? Because maybe there's something else that you didn't think of yet. And maybe there is something else that would be lighter to do. All right, so let me know how this goes for you. Thank you for breathing with me today. Remember, breathing in through your top of your head, exhaling out through your feet. Set your timer for 10 minutes and go. Have a good day. Bye-bye.